cops. Cannonball, no trust a cop. Johnny Spotswood just don't know when to stop. Yeah, and if you don't like it, you better take your ass up to the snooty box, cause this is the loud spot. Okay, see you later.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Loud Spot. I'm your host, Sebastian, right out of Oklahoma City. Today, I got my two co-hosts with me. I got Weird Wolf Ava Gore under me. We got Canada Rob on that side over there. And today's special guest is a Blvckjesus, all the way from California, dude. Southern California. What is going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Good to be here. I'm happy to be here with you guys.
I'm happy you too. That's such a cool name. We talked about it a little bit before the show started. Before we get into that, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're a DJ and you do like EDM kind of music, and tell us about your kind of past and how you got into doing that.
It kind of like started in high school for me. Like I was always listening to EDM before I used to be a swimmer, so I used to listen to it before my races. So like after I graduated, I wanted to get into it more, and I started raving with my friends. And then after like my second festival, I was like pretty much hooked on it. And I was pretty much like, yo, I could see myself doing this for the next 10 years, you know? So I just jumped right into it and I never looked back. So
Awesome. You must be just out of, like, you don't look that old. You look pretty
I've been out for a while now, actually. It's been a minute. Yeah.
Okay.
I got in 14.
Okay, so it's like about coming up on 8 years then, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not only is he black, but he's Blvckjesus. So you know.
Exactly.
So how did you? And I don't normally ask this question to people anymore, really, but how did you come up with the name Blvckjesus?
It started in high school, actually. So I was at a swim meet with some friends, like with my friends, because we were competing. And some random kid comes up to me. This is before I had the name. And he was like, wait, are you Blvckjesus? And I'm like, no. He's like, I thought you were Blvckjesus from Twitter. And I'm like, who? I'm like, that's definitely not me, but I like the name. It's funny. And it's like one of those troll names. Like you just think it's funny. So I changed all my accounts to Blvckjesus. And then we had this incident at our school where they were trying to make our prom on a weekday. And we all were just making jokes about it. So ever since then, everyone just kept calling me Blvckjesus. And then when I became a DJ, I couldn't think of anything better, like a DJ name better. And I was like, all right, I already have Blvckjesus. Everyone knows me as Blvckjesus. I'll just keep it. And it's like a troll. It's like a funny thing. Like they'll laugh when they hear it. So I just ran with it, thinking I would change it later on, but it never happened. So I just kept it.
Now it's just kind of stuck with you, right?
Yeah, it's kind of stuck with me now.
I'm from Santa Barbara. And there is an Asian Jesus that walks around.
Really?
He has like a Bible that he carries weed in.
Oh my God. Legend. I love that. I gotta meet that guy.
On stage, and I saw some of your live performances on stage, and for some reason I just assumed like you would have long hair and you don't, or like a beard and you don't. Have you thought about getting like an on-stage persona to go along with the name? Stick to what it is.
I've had so many people tell me to like dress up as Jesus on stage like countless times. I've thought about it a couple times, but I was like, nah, I like to keep the troll of it, of people thinking it's one thing and it's a whole different other. So I'd rather just keep the mystery to it.
Yes, do your
that
own
would
thing.
be too obvious, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It would be obvious.
My toes and be like, oh, like I literally came just to see if you were black, and I'm like, I'll take it. I'll take it. Like, I've had it happen so many times.
If you weren't black, I think that name might offend some people. If you actually weren't a black dude doing it. But you do seem, listening to some of your music on Spotify earlier, it does seem like you have a wide range of music that you're into, from rock music, EDM, hip hop. I didn't hear really any country music on there. What was your main musical influence coming up? Was it rock music mainly that kind of got you into music in the first place?
Yeah, I mainly, like, when I was starting off and like listening to music, rock was like the first thing I really got into. I didn't really listen to that much hip hop because, you know, I grew up in a Christian household, so like there was only certain things we can listen to. So I gravitated more towards rock because of my dad. He liked jazz music, so it introduced me to different styles of music, and I didn't really know it existed. So like I got into rock, and then from there it kind of got me into EDM because I wanted to like venture out into weirder music because I like the weirder the better for me. And then from there it just kind of took a life of its own. And I just kept getting into more different things and dabbling in different worlds. And yeah, it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
There's a
Weird is
song.
good.
Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a song on Spotify that I heard that sounded like a rock song. And as a DJ, what do you bring to the table when you're collaborating with rock artists? Do you do vocals, or is it just the electronics in the background?
I do the beat. I mix and master it, and then I track it. So whatever they need from me, whenever I'm working with an artist on their project, I'm pretty much able to do everything they need me to, like whether it's producing it or just mixing it, or tracking their vocals, or editing it and all that stuff. So I've done everything as far as that realm goes.
And do these artists reach out to you? Do you reach out to someone that you like, that you're like, hey, I really want to collab with this guy? Or do you just get a lot of different kinds of people? I mean, you live in Los Angeles, dude. So there's like musicians everywhere, right? I mean, it's like everywhere you go, there's like a band or an artist. So do a lot of people come to you and want to collaborate with you?
Yeah, that didn't start happening until like literally last year, because I wasn't really being like a producer that much as far as like producing for other people. I recently just started doing that. So like when I did my rock project, it kind of helped me get a lot of business. And then from there, I got hit up by different artists, and I got to work with one of my favorite artists because of that. His name was Josiah. He's like a rapper, but he does like rock crossover stuff too. And I got to work with him and this other artist named Tyrone. And it was a really cool experience because I never thought I would like encounter working with him, but it was really cool that I got to do a song.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, can you put the clappy thing on with your machine? Listen to this.
That's dope.
He has a podcast thing. Man, I gotta ask you, how cool is it? Because like looking at your videos, we're about to play one here in just a little bit, like a little 1-minute clip. And it looks like you played in front of like some really cool, like big audiences, right? Like
Yeah.
in Las Vegas. Were you just in Las Vegas not so long ago?
Yeah, I played in Vegas, I want to say, a month or two ago now? Yeah.
Dang, man.
Yeah.
How cool was that?
Craziest thing I've ever done so far. It was my first festival that I ever played. So I got to do it with two of my best friends, which was really dope. So it was a cool experience to share that with them, and then have all my friends come and see us play was like a crazy experience. So I had a lot of fun.
That stage was crazy.
Yeah, Wasteland is like my favorite stage. It's like where all the hardstyle artists play. That one, and then Cosmic Metals. Those are my two favorite. So that was like my first time playing EDC, and I've been going for the last like 5 years. So
like about time, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Get me on this damn stage. I'm here to play something. Were you nervous, dude?
Oh yeah. I tried to eat literally before, and I felt like I was gonna throw up the food, and it didn't help because it was like an Impossible Burger. And I'm not
like
a
veggie burger or something.
Yeah, it's kind of like a veggie burger. I like them, but in that moment my stomach was already turning, and I couldn't like keep the food down. So I was like, you know what? No. I'm gonna just drink water, and then I'm gonna just go on stage and eat afterwards. And that's exactly what I did. I just waited till after.
I wonder if playing on stage in that kind of crowd that you were playing to, I wonder if it's more nerve-wracking for like, because you're a DJ, right? So you're up there pretty much, the whole crowd's watching you, right?
Yeah.
And I wonder if it's just as nervous of like if you're in a band, or if it's worse, because when you're in a band, you got the vocalist who has to sing, and I guess you would just go on stage, do your music, probably shout out get the crowd pumped, right? A little bit, like being your own hype man. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I always wondered, I wish I knew someone who was a DJ and also in a band, and asked them what's more nervousing to play. You know, I don't know. That's a good question. I wonder about that.
I feel like being in a band would be more nerve-wracking.
I think
Go ahead, Rob.
I'm not in a band or a DJ. We have somebody that's in a band and a DJ here right now. But, I think being a DJ, like either or, it's going to be nervous as hell. But I think being a DJ when you're the only man on stage and all front and center and camera is on you.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stress.
Yeah. It gets like, until you get on the stage, it's super like nerve-wracking. But by the time you're on there, it's you all of it goes away. Like it's super easy. It's almost like you like knew what to do all along. It's just like that moment before you get on that stage. It's kind of nerve-wracking. But like once I'm on the stage, I just feel like it's another day, you know. I'm like, you're just doing your thing. So it's like as long as you know what you're doing, you're gonna have fun with it. But as a band, like you got so many different people. You don't know who's gonna have what kind of day and what's gonna happen, and you know, equipment. It's so different. It's so different. I feel like we're more like bougie, I guess, because like everything is done for us and it's already set up, and you just bring a USB and headphones. Like it's just super easy. Whereas in a band, it's like all these
put it that way.
Do you write all your own music that you spin on stage? Is that all just yours, or do you mix some covers in with it?
I play a mixture of my music and my friends' music. I only play my music and my friends' music. That's it. I don't play anyone like that's not kind of in my circle.
Right.
Just because like the only time my friends get the type of exposure is if one of us play each other's stuff. So I try to make sure I'm either playing my stuff or their music. So we definitely do a good job in helping each other out and supporting each other when it comes to that. And that's kind of how I do it. So I would say it's gatekeeping, but it's like, yo, I only want to play like the friends who I feel like who are doing really dope things in this scene. So that's kind of how I like to take it. Like that's my approach.
And this sorry, Ava, go ahead.
I just said I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that is cool. And this video that we're about to play, is this you heard a little bit of the promotion. I showed you which one we were going to play earlier. Is this your song that's over the I guess over the video?
Yeah, that's one of the songs I made. Like I made that in Miami. I called it HSP because this guy kept calling me like Hardstyle Prince. I thought it was funny, so I just named it after that. So
it makes you want to do like one of these, you know?
Yeah.
I don't do this that often, you know, but I'm digging this sound. All right, let's check it out. Here's your little promo video. This is obviously for the show in Vegas, right? That has already happened. But let's check out this thing. Here we go.
What is up, guys? It's your boy Blvckjesus, and we're here at 1720. We're about to fuck this shit up, so I hope you guys are ready. A lot of people
Okay, so what is going on in your head? Those lights are flashing, right? Like the lights are in the crowd. Can you even see the crowd? Are those lights coming on your face also? Did you get busy and like, fuck this, I'm gonna pass out? I quit?
That show, I couldn't see the crowd at all.
Wow.
Like, I could not see the crowd. I had 20 minutes to go up there and play because we were originally supposed to play for 30 minutes, but then there was something that happened and our time got cut short a little bit. So my manager comes up to me. He's like, you only have 20 minutes. And I'm like, what? And I had to set everything kind of how I wanted to go, but then I had to change it completely. Like everything got changed last minute. And I went up there and just freestyled the whole set. And it was the craziest thing because I had, so I had to go up there and just instantly couldn't be nervous. Didn't have time to be nervous. Didn't have time to like really process what was going on. I had to just go up there and play.
Dude, so good thing you didn't eat that Impossible Burger. You might have thrown that.
Oh, man.
So is the 20-minute set also with you setting up, or is things, because like I'm not a DJ, right? So I don't really know how it works. And for everyone else who doesn't know how it works, let's say you go on a big festival like this, right? There's tons of people there. Does 20 minutes mean also you setting up your equipment, or is there already stuff for you to use? You just got to bring your own like USB or something.
Yeah, you just plug and play. Yeah, everything's already set up and everything. You just go up there and do your thing. Like,
okay, so why are DJs always doing this then? Taking doing this, listening, look like they're doing some shit. But if you're just plugging and playing, isn't it already kind of pre-mixed? You just go up there and
no, you still gotta mix it, but like there's like the amps that are on stage that you're hearing, and then there's the ones that are crowd hearing, and like you want to make sure like the levels are right, because like sometimes what the crowd hears, if your speakers aren't working, yours can be a little delayed from what you're hearing because it's going the opposite direction of you. So it works a little different. You definitely want to use headphones. I would say some people can do it without headphones. I've seen it. I'm impressed when they can do that. Personally, I can't. I need headphones whenever I'm mixing. But I've seen a lot of DJs perform without headphones, and I'm impressed by how they do that. It's incredible.
Without headphones on, it seems like the crowd, if it's a super big crowd, it could be overpowering even to what you're playing.
Yeah.
But the speakers are right next to you, but they're not pointing at you. They're projected out to the audience. So you're like in the middle of speakers going out that way. So if the crowd gets too loud, you're hearing the crowd come at you, and it might be harder to hear the music, right?
Exactly. But they have like speakers on stage for you so you can hear what you're playing. So it's like it always works out. They definitely think of everything when you're up on that stage of how they want the artist to listen to their own stuff while they're performing. So it does make it a little easier for us to not perform with headphones if we don't want to, which I'm seeing a lot more DJs do now. But yeah, it all depends on what their preference is and what they like.
Was that your first? I know that was your first festival. Was that the first time there was all those kinds of lights and stuff also on stage?
Yeah, that was like my first show back since quarantine.
Okay.
So yeah, I hadn't played a show and up until that point, and then that was the first show they hit me up to play that show. It was their first show back live, and I love that venue so much. It's like one of my favorite places to play. Like I love 70.
You're gonna go back. You're gonna go back next year.
I want to. Yeah, I definitely want to go back next year and play there again.
And how do you go about? Let's say you're a DJ, and not you. Let's somebody that's watching is a DJ, and let's say they're trying to work themselves up to a level to play something like that. What would you suggest or recommend for somebody trying to get to that next step like you just did?
Seeing who's like running shows in your scene, like locally in your town or where you're from, because and then just getting involved somehow, some way. I did it differently when I first started. I started off doing like promo for working with teams and companies. Mm-hmm. So like I will sell tickets and do all that type of stuff. And I just did that for like a good like first couple of years of my career. And then eventually I ventured off into like making my own music and just having them book me for shows and stuff like that. So it all depends.
And having a name like Blvckjesus really has to, I mean, that's great marketing, man. I mean, when I told a couple people I was interviewing someone named Blvckjesus, all of them said, I think I've heard of him before. Even though they probably had it, it's a name that just kind of sounds like that guy sounds like he should be famous. You know, like it just sounds like that.
Yeah.
So where did you play before you did like this festival? Like, where would you play? Like, is there bars or like, cause I know what bands do, but what do DJs do?
I didn't really do bars that much. I used to play for like frats and stuff like that early on, but like as a favor to friends, because I just wanted to play. I was a veteran DJ before I was a producer. And then I got started that way. And then I was playing for local companies. Started DJing for this company called Wasted Presents for like a good year and a half of my career. And then I kind of started doing my own thing. So like I kind of left and started producing my own stuff. And then from there, I just built a career of my own through the production side of things. And then that's where people started really noticing who I was. And it took a while, but like over the years, it started to catch on. And this is like the most I've seen people react to the stuff that I've been doing recently. So it's been crazy to see the results from like the last 5 years. So it's crazy.
Someone here said, Sebastian, you have a booger. My friend Robert, I don't think I have one, but I might have one. Anyways, what are you gonna ask, Ava?
I was gonna ask if you think this is something that eventually you'll get like burnt out from, or do you think you're gonna love it forever?
Yeah, like I wouldn't do it if I didn't think I would like love it forever. Plus I have like other ventures that I want to go and do in the music scene eventually. So like when I'm done like touring and doing shows, and I have other stuff that I want to venture off in the music world. So it's definitely not something I don't plan on slowing down anytime soon. I'm barely getting started, so I'm just having fun with it now at this point.
Yeah. Awesome.
Do you see yourself Go ahead, Rob. Oh, can't hear you. Hold on. You lost your sound. I'll go ahead and ask this while he figures that out. Do you plan on collaborating with musicians, or do you like more, or do you plan on producing and writing your own music, like your focus? Are you kind of doing both, or are you focused mostly just on yourself?
Yeah, I want to do both. I definitely want to do
Yeah.
both. I love working with other artists. That's like one of my favorite. That's how I learned how to become better at what I do.
Yep.
By working with other
Agree.
artists. So definitely something I want to do, not just with EDM, but other genres as well, like pop, doing K-pop and rock and hip hop and all that stuff. Like I want to venture off into so many different worlds to see if just to dabble, just to see if I can try it.
Yeah, man. Put yourself out there. Rob, is your mic working yet?
I think so.
Yep, it's working. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, perfect. I think my question was with the hard style. Do you have a particular favorite hardstyle artist?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say he's hardstyle, but he definitely influenced me to make the genre. His name is Keizo. He's the reason why I got into the music in the first place. And him, this other artist, he's like a mentor to me. His name's Starks. There's other artists named Zatox. There's Little Texas, Water Spirit. All of them have influenced me to where I'm at right now. And it's been so dope to see their growth along with my own and seeing what they've done for our scene, because it was very small. And then up until last year, recently, it started to grow into this big movement that it is today. So it's cool to be a part of that, and people include me in that because I see all my friends doing amazing things in our scene, and it's just cool to get influenced by them. And we all support each other, which is the best part.
I'm going to sound stupid here, and that's okay. Well, that sounds stupid sometimes. Explain what hardstyle is.
Hardstyle is like a EDM genre that comes from more like the kick side of things. It's more about distortion, the drum work. And
Okay, cool.
Like that. So there's different types of hardstyle, but it all depends on what everyone likes. Different things. It's a more aggressive genre, but I got into it because of hardstyle, which was like a faster version of psytrance. And then my mentor was kind of like the inventor of it, so I got in that way, and that's how I got into the whole hardstyle scene. And then from there, I just kept putting it out and working with different labels from all over the world. And eventually people started remembering me for that, and along with other stuff.
Here's how ignorant I am. I still call everything that sounds like that techno.
Techno,
I still call it techno, man. Even though I know it's not. I know there's EDM, which is electronic dance music, right? I still call it techno. I forget the word EDM sometimes. In fact, I make music with a guy who is an EDM producer as well, and I still call it techno. He's like, dude, it's called EDM. I'm like, whatever.
Techno is sick too. I like techno too. So
it's kind of the same thing, right?
What? Yeah.
Techno's an acronym?
No, EDM. You said the word EDM.
oh, the acronym. Sorry, the acronym EDM, not the word. You just say something, Rob? Go ahead.
Well, kind of. It's so art style. It's how many beats per minute?
It ranges from like around 150 to it can go all the way up to 200. Yeah. It's crazy. It goes really crazy. There's like I said, there's different types. So it ranges from like 150, and the highest it goes up to is like 200. I've seen people do some crazier shit than that. Like I've seen people go even faster and slower. It all depends. And I've seen people do mid-tempo versions of it, up-tempo. That's what they like to call it. I've seen friends do that. So yeah, there's different ranges of it, but it all depends on what people's preferences are.
Yeah.
What's your? Go ahead.
Why I say that is because with EDM or whatever electronic music, each genre has beats per minute. If I'm not mistaken, right? So like house has like, I don't know. I can't even say two numbers because I'm not even sure what it is. That's like the 200. That's beats per minute.
Yeah,
that's fast.
200, yeah, it's fast. It's extremely fast. But it's so aggressive, but it's so dope how it's like you're listening to it because of the arrangement. And if you're like just a music lover and you're into that type of stuff, you really notice why it's so dope and why people like it versus just the general sound of it. Because I get it, it's an annoying thing and it sounds annoying, but like if you see the structure of what's being put into what they're doing, it makes you appreciate it a little bit more.
Dude, I'll tell you, that was a great question, Rob, because I never even thought about asking about the beats per minute, so good job there. How long does it take you? We're going to wrap this up shortly here, but how long does it take you to, and how I guess first I want to say, how long are your is your typical song? Because yes, some EDMs that be like a 10-minute long song, right? Like some people have like an hour long one thing. Are a lot of yours super long, or do you keep them kind of shorter? And how long?
I keep them short.
How long does it take to write something? Like, let's say you want to write a 4-minute song, 3 to 4 minute song. Because I know, like what all the different layers you have to put in there.
Mm-hmm.
How long does it take you to write something on average?
It depends on like how I'm feeling about the track that I'm working on, or like what the vibe is. Because like on average, it could take me about 30 minutes or an hour or 2 hours or maybe a couple of days, but it all depends on like how much I'm into the song, or like where I'm at, or how much it's already constructed. Because like I keep it simple when I make my music, and like it may sound complex, but it really isn't. It's very simple how I make music, which is kind of like my goal. Whenever I make music, the simpler the better. And if people feel like you're doing something complex, that means you're doing something right, because like it's really not much to what I'm doing. It's just very simple things. So on average, like 2 hours, I would say. I guess you could say.
That's quick, man. Because it takes my guy like a fucking month to write goddamn 1 minute. Are you using Ableton, or do you have a different program? Ableton.
I use Ableton.
That's like the main. That's like the main. It does. I think Skrillex uses Ableton also, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that like the main platform for writing? There's so many different music platforms, and it's crazy that rock music. What's one that Ava? What's one that you use? What is
Logic,
it?
Yeah.
Logic. Oh, that's like the new one, right? That's like the new big thing. It used to be.
It's not really new, but yeah.
No, I'm saying, okay. I'm saying from when I started writing music in a rock band, we didn't use that. We used something else. I totally forgot what it was called, but Logic wasn't around then. Yes, I realize I'm old, and I forget that I was 19 years old 20 years ago. I feel like it was just like 4 or 5 years ago. But I know I'm getting old. Whatever. Back when I had hair, I used to use something different. I forgot what it's called back then. All right. So, Blvckjesus, do you got a website, and do you have merchandise? And where can people see you next perform, if you already know what that is?
Like Blvckjesusmusic.co is my website, and then all my socials are the same. Blvckjesus Music, BLVCKJESUS Music. It's all the same.
Yeah, and I want for the audio listeners that don't listen on YouTube, it is BLVCK and then Jesus, and it's all one word.
Yeah, all one word.
Okay, merchandise.
Yeah, merch, same. It's all on my website. Everything's on my website. And then shows, we're racking up shows for next year. So pretty much we're finalizing everything for that. And then we're gonna come to New Year's announcing a lot of new shows. So
nice.
I'm very excited about that.
And do you want to say, you don't have to say it, but if you want to, do you have a favorite artist that you've collaborated with that's out there on Spotify? That you like not necessarily the person, but that you really enjoy doing that music with them.
One artist I can say is Water Spirit.
Water Spirit, okay.
One of the dopest artists I've ever seen in my life, like hands down, like, and an amazing human being, like one of the dopest people ever. Like I love her to death. Like she's changing the entire game. I love what she's doing with her music, and I just can't wait to see what she does next.
And what song was that you collaborated with her?
It was called Toxic.
Toxic, okay. And you can find that on all the platforms, right?
Yeah, find it on everything.
Okay, so anyone that's going to go to Spotify and listen, check out the song he did, Toxic, with Water Spirit. I'm actually going to listen to it after the show. I always wanted to ask that because I think that's really neat that you had a favorite one. And I guess that's it. Anything else, Blvckjesus, you wanted to say before we get off? Something that maybe you thought we'd ask, but you wanted to bring up?
No, thank you guys for having me. This has been fun. This is a lot of fun. I really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, stay right there till after the outro song plays. I do want to thank Ava, we're both Ava Gore and Canada Rob for co-hosting this episode with me. Blvckjesus, thank you for coming on. Stay right there. I want to thank everyone that listens to The Loud Spot. Go to www.theloudspot.net. Our Patreon page is patreon.com/The Loud Spot. $3 a month. It really does help us out. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Apple, Spotify. Listen to us everywhere you find your podcast. And I guess that is all I got. So peace out, rock on, and much love.
This is the Loud Spot outro by nothing short of tragic. Is this all talk with no action? No. Is this my thoughts with distraction? No. Is this what I bought that's in fashion? Or is this the loud spot with Sebastian? Yes. Does nothing short of tragic have us back again? Yes. Does everything that's good really have to end? Yes. A pin post has a pin show, so to get more episodes, make an order, this is over.
Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to click the like and share button.
Don't forget to go to our YouTube and subscribe.
If you want to listen to our audio and pick up some cool merch, go to www.theloudspot.net. Peace out, rock on, much love.